guys. We have you two just... Hold on, let me put my coffee down, then I will let you in. We have the weed... Weed Conservation Bureau, the weed people are coming today. If you'll remember back in like April, they were here for 2 days and we sprayed the entire farm for the Canadian thistle, the ones that get 6 foot tall. And we are on a 5-year plan to eradicate the thistle and the puncture and the whatever else we have on our farm. And they're going to be coming back today to do a fall spray, and I believe they're coming in like a couple hours. I need to move the sheep into the south hayfield out of the slough. I will shut that gate, put them in the hayfield so that we can leave gates open for moving around without being slowed down. And it is a brisk morning. I'm almost kind of wishing I had a second layer on. May need to find a lighter jacket while we're doing this. Okay, but at least the sun's out. That always helps. Looks like my husband was right. The swather man did show up last night. Now, I don't think they swathed anything, and it's still too dewy this morning to do anything. He probably won't show up till 10 or 11. But we will get that north field swathed. And as long as it doesn't freeze, we're supposed to hit the 40s in our nighttime lows, but it's not supposed to freeze anytime soon. And then now they changed, the weather's supposed to warm up a little too. That will hopefully get us at least a cutting off of that field, which is what we need right now. So that's good. I never saw him come in yesterday, but yesterday was all about fencing for me, so I wasn't really paying attention to anything else. So that went fairly simple. Okay, it looks like they're coming back. They headed like right for that gate. And I was afraid they were gonna try and blow through into the slough, but they are, looks like they are coming back this way. Okay, we'll leave them in there for the day while we spray weeds. It's not what I wanted to see. Got a hole that goes to our irrigation pond. My husband, a couple weeks ago, thought he'd seen something, and then we kind of forgot about it. Okay, well, put that on the list. We are 5 minutes from walking in the house. And she, nope. And she is a muddy, muddy mess. Nope. Why wouldn't she dive into a mud puddle just before we have to go inside? Good morning, guys. Ooh, it has been a fast and furious morning so far. They're coming to spray weeds again today, so I put the sheep, they weren't here yesterday, I did a bunch of spraying on my own, and then they're coming again this morning, so I put the sheep back into the hayfield because I can deal with the sheep and gates open, but I don't want anybody else to have to deal with it. It was just simpler to throw them back in the hayfield. They'll be fine there for the day. We'll get a bunch of spraying done. Whew. Just when you think you're semi in shape, then you run after a bunch of sheep. Whew. But I got out here just as they were heading into the north hayfield. Apparently the swather guy only put one twine on my gate and I never noticed. So they had just snapped it and popped it open, and I'm hoping they weren't in there very long. There were a bunch in the hay, the swathed hay that, oh my gosh, you guys, you can't even tell there's a windrow. I am that person that only swathed it when it was that tall. But they're calling for rain like on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I'm hoping maybe Saturday, Sunday, it will be baleable. It's so thin. It's supposed to be 75, around 75 for the next couple days, which means it should dry out pretty well, although the mornings are super, super dewy. But, 2 in the afternoon, I'll bet it'll take me an hour to get through that. There is nothing there. If it makes a load, I would be surprised. So, all that being said, I got them out of there, around, and I broke my husband's pickup. I went to slam it into park so that I could jump out to keep them from going back into that hayfield. And I broke it. I told him, he knows about it. I sent him a picture. It's not my morning. All right, so she just called, said that they were going to be running a little late. So that being said, I need to run to the post office because I didn't make it there yesterday. And oh my gosh, my fuel gauge is working. Look at that. It never works. Never works. Maybe slamming it into park joggled something. Okay then. Well, at least I know I have fuel in this pickup right now. We usually just go off of the mileage gauge because it really doesn't go anywhere other than into the sale. But I am going to have to go to town tomorrow. Oh, I got to get some things. But yeah, it'll get better. We'll get a bunch of spraying done. I'd like to get some more of that fence pulled out. It's basically been my week, spraying weeds, pulling fence, and that's probably going to be next week too. Just to keep things moving. Put some tape on it to hold it together. At least none of the wires broke, so that's a plus. Good morning, guys. We are on our way home from town. We had to pick up our rakes that have been basically sitting at the college for about probably 3 years, and the ram had broke on it, which is why it ended up having to stay there. And their welding shop, class, department, whatever, fixed it. So we brought it to a buddy of ours' farm yesterday, which is kind of halfway between our place and their place, and did that on his lunch break. And now I am following him home to make sure that there's no weird issues going on. And then he is going to stack today, and I am going to spray weeds. It has been a week. Monday and Tuesday, I worked on fencing. I pulled out a bunch of fencing and got the rest of the fence around the pond pulled out. I just need to pull the T-posts eventually, and then I started pulling down fence on the east side of the pasture across the creek, since we're redoing that whole fence line. I have done absolutely nothing else. We did get the paint on the rams, which is a good thing because there were 2 or 3 that I noticed had a lot darker blue marks than they had originally. So I know that the boys have started rebreeding a few, but haven't actually seen a whole lot of red going on. Ever hopeful. It's kind of been a week of nothing, but it has also been a week of, I guess, just disappointment. My little kitten did not make it. Tuesday night, she just didn't want to eat, did not, just lethargic, and so I just held her while she died. she was sick. We knew she was sick. And I was, you know, again, ever hopeful. So we lost her on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, my little ewe lamb was not wanting to eat, not wanting to get up. And I made her get up, made sure she ate some and drank some. And then Thursday, when I got to the barn that morning, she was dead. And she is the one that had the dog bite. So death is inevitable when you have animals, and it sucks, and I hate it. And it doesn't matter how long I've been doing this. It's not something you get used to. Unfortunately, it's been a week. Does sheep eat part of what?
This hay.
Once it was cut?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember I told you that's how I broke your deal, because they were all, Daniel didn't latch the gate.
Yeah, I remember that now. Huh. Yeah, there probably won't be a lot here.
No, there's not a lot here. Like I said, if there's 2 loads, I'd be surprised.
I wonder if it would behoove us to rake it. You're not going to find it with a baler.
Oh, I'd find it. I just might miss a bunch. I mean, I can see the rows.
You got better eyes than I do.
Totally up to you. Viper, are you just playing? Or did you really miss that many? Because you kept jumping around, huh, bud? He is the only one that has any red on any ewes. That is, okay, well, that I think is plain because it's on her side, not her butt. Same with this one. Huh, that's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Viper, what are we gonna do with you, dude? Good morning, guys. Day 2 of trying to rake the hay. We couldn't get the tractor started yesterday, and then he had to go stack, and so he stopped and got some starting fluid so that once we actually got some charge going on, we could get it started. All right, tractor is running, and he is going to rake this field. Probably will take about 30 minutes. And then I think we gotta head south for, he's gotta do some stuff for work. Yeah, I'm not sure that raking is going to do us any better. At least I can see these windrows. That's, oh boy.